This is The Scene
on BBC Radio London with Aurie Styla.
This is The Scene.
I love that little soundbite because it said a tiny comedy club in Greenwich where you see Dave Chappelle. And I was at that show. And there was only one show that he's done that at. So whatever it was talking about, I was there with it. No one cares. All right, fine. This is The Scene, BBC Radio London. My name is Aurie Styla. I'm the Monday guy in The Scene. On a Tuesday, you've got Clara Hermit, 8 till 10. All of them at 8 till 10. On a Wednesday is Judy Love. On a Thursday is Jasmine Dotiwala. And on a Friday is the dynamic duo Salma El-Wadani and Lionheart. In the building with me, I've got my three guests. They've returned. What's going on? Mo, you here? You all here, Mo?
In the building, man.
Nice. Baely still here?
Yo.
And Island Girl.
Hey.
Teanna, Bianca.
Hello.
How you doing? You okay?
I'm good.
Nice. Okay, first things first. We've had 2 live performances today. They've both been great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We need one more live performance from Mo, who has done a parody song. Of Drake's God's Plan, and it was called LeBron's Plan. And so I feel like we need to hear some lyrics from it. Listen, all of us in here, except me because I don't need to, all of us in here have done a bit of performing, and you've done music. And why are you acting shy for?
I couldn't even remember the lyrics right now if you put me on the spot.
It's all right. We got YouTube. Let me find it on YouTube. I'm sure we can find it on YouTube. It's called LeBron's Plan. Hint to my producer who's out there probably going, oh, I bet I can find it. And you know, she's the best producer. She will find it and fling it up on my system in like a minute or 2. Do you know what? As long as it's clean, I'll play it. You know, you think I feel no way.
Family friendly audience and that.
Family friendly audience. Oh, we have to find a snippet of that song. You know, it's only fair that if you've done a song.
My brethren that do music are going to be vexed if they find out my song got played on radio before them. Man, them are going to be hating. You know that.
But that's how it goes sometimes. That is how it goes. Oh man. So everyone cool? Everyone's all good here?
Yeah.
Nice. Now I asked the question earlier on to the listeners, and I'm going to ask you individually as well. Have you guys heard of the phrase, the customer is always right?
Yes.
You've heard of this? Has anyone worked in an environment where they've been told the customer is always right? Like retail, for example. Anyone worked in anything of that nature?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where did you work, Teanna?
New Look.
New Look?
Yes.
Nice. What was that like?
It was, they just opened the store in Bromley when I started working there. So it was like fresh, young.
Clean store and all of that. Nice, yeah.
Yeah, proper things.
Any annoying customers?
Do you know what? Actually, I was actually cool, actually. I didn't actually have any problems with any customers. If I'm honest, I've used the phrase customer always right, but I haven't actually ran into any issues with customers.
You're good. I know retail can be stressed, like certain times of the year. I mean, we're at sales time of the year now. I can imagine like Christmas, it being an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I avoided the till around them times.
Okay.
I was in the cloakrooms.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
away from the customers.
Items. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Baely? You worked in a company that you've had to believe the customer's always right?
Ages ago, I used to work for Abel and Co.
Okay, nice.
Fruit and veg, organic fruit and veg.
Okay.
But it was just calling. No cold calling though, which made it a bit easier. It was always people who like kind of already half signed up, or they've like, you know, we're just helping them continue their orders. But I dealt with a lot of difficult customers.
Exactly. And
a lot.
So you know when you hear the phrase, the customer's always right, it isn't always true.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But
companies like abide by that as well. Like the customer is always right a lot of the time. So.
I feel like they shouldn't though. That's the thing. I feel like they shouldn't.
But then when you're on the receiving end,
exactly.
You kind of feel like they should.
What, when you're the customer? Or?
Yeah, exactly.
But Firebun, listen, right? Listen, I'm talking about when the customer isn't right, but they go like they're right. What about you, Samo?
I haven't actually worked any type of job like that. I've done a lot of freelance stuff though.
Okay.
So I've made like a lot of videos for people, a lot of graphics and that kind of thing when I was younger. And I've had like the customer telling me 101 things that they want changed that are just ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had guys like, oh, can you move this like 3 pixels to the left? And I'm like, bro, you cannot see 3 pixels with your eyes. Unless you put your computer on 200% zoom, you cannot see 3 pixels. What are you talking about?
Yeah, little things like that. I get that.
I haven't done it in a physical job environment in terms of a shop or whatever, but I can empathise with what people have been going through.
See, for me, I've worked in many stores. Like I've worked at I remember my first proper kind of job, not like working in like for my mum's business or whatsoever, and then being like just or doing door-to-door paper and stuff. My first retail job was Homebase.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked at home base. Yeah, it was fun though because I was in the garden centre. There was me and another. If I remember, this guy was called what was his name? A Mecca. So a big brother. They got me and him, the two big brothers in there to like move stuff around, like all the heavy slabs and all of that stuff. And I've had difficult customers. And the most time you get difficult customers when they worked in the garden centre at the time was when people wanted you to carry stuff to their car and they believed that you was obliged to. Right? So you had to, the garden, and the thing is, the garden centre's way at the back, you know. They got their trolley, but they feel like, yes, could you push my trolley for me, please? And then when you push their trolley, they're like, okay, wait there, and then go and do the rest of their shopping. Like I'm your personal, like, trolley pusher. Listen, it was not nice.
This is why I couldn't work in a shop like that. Because if someone told me to do that, I would just walk home.
But this is the thing.
I'm out.
But you're told customer service is important. Now, more time, I would do it. Or at least do some of it until I help them out. But when they want you to kind of follow them with their shopping and stuff, I've had that.
It depends on the way that they ask you as well, though.
Yeah?
Do you know what I mean? If they're telling you, barking orders at you.
Because they believe that that's it.
Or if they're asking politely, like, would you mind? Or do you know what I mean? That might be a bit different if they're asking politely or if they're just the way in which they say it.
Yeah. I feel like this is the thing, though. There's no polite way to say, do you mind pushing my trolley for me, please? There's no polite way for saying it. There's no polite way. But okay, so the reason I've put this question forward is me and my friend of mine were talking about this today and talking about an event, and he said in the end, you know, but I don't believe the customer's always right. And I was like, well, actually, you know what? You're right in that sense. But then how do you deal with customers that are that way inclined? Or if you put yourself in the other position, like you said, if you're the customer, being that pushy customer, is it okay for you to believe that whatever you say is right? Like, I want my refund now, but the terms and conditions of the policy, I don't business. I want my refund now. And I want to throw that out to the listeners as well. If you've been a pushy customer or you've had to deal with a pushy customer, tweet us at BBC Radio London or text it on 81333. Make sure you start your text with the word London. Have you ever been one or had to deal with one? And how do you deal with being or having to deal with, you know, pushy customers? Let me know. I remember one time, this is my favorite. I used to work at cinema. Yeah, I won't say which one. I still go there. I love the cinema. Right? I still go there. I used to work at cinema. Peckham. No. North of the river, thank you. I'm a Northwest Londoner, you remember?
Sorry.
Peckham. We'll try for Peckham, you know. Peckham. Talk to her, please. Talk to your friend. I used to work in a cinema. And when I used to work there, people used to take the liberties all the time. You're not allowed to sneak food into a cinema. The reason why you know it's wrong is because you try to sneak it in. Right? Go on.
But I've always, like, we've all thought throughout our whole lives you're not allowed to sneak food in cinemas. But you see that guy on Twitter the other day? He tweeted Odeon, Showcase, all the cinemas, said, are you allowed to bring food in? And they said, yeah, you're allowed to.
Now?
Yeah. So have we all been moving mad paranoid our whole life?
No.
For no reason. Like, I'm moving like an undercover operative.
So I tell you what,
my M&Ms in my pocket.
I'll tell you what it is, yeah? You're allowed to bring in your own water into cinema, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Some of them now are saying you could bring in your own food. Some of them. But the thing is, when I used to work at the cinema, it was a while ago, you're not allowed to because, let's say, God forbid, you bring in your own food and you've bought food from them, but you then get, I don't know, food poisoning, yeah? You can go back to the cinema and said, your food poisoned me. Where in actual fact, it might have been your own home cooking.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
People are bringing packed lunch to the cinema.
Let me tell you something, big man.
Yeah. I've seen full meals come out in the cinema.
I've
the
taken
whole family, like boxes, Tupperware's being
Baely, mad. Baely, I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you. I can remember the time, the film, everything.
Did it have the ice cream box?
No, it was the empty, no, it was worse. This person or family that came into the cinema, I tell you who came first, right? It was the husband that came first. And he came up to me and saying, hi, we're going to come into the film. I said, no problem. Do you mind opening your bag, please? Because they had a big suitcase. Big, travel bag. Like I'm going away to Europe for the weekend. So I said, and for all I know, it could be camera equipment. You're in the cinema. Yeah. So I said, do you mind opening your bag, please? Right? And it says it on the side that we have the right to just ask you. We can't go in and search and rummage. My man opened the bag. The steam came out of the bag. The steam and the smell of rice and tikka masala and everything came out the bag. So I said, yo, big man, you can't bring that into the cinema, you know. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, you can't bring in food from outside. So we're going to have to confiscate that. The man said, don't worry, I'll put it back in my car. I said, yeah, okay. I stood watching, right? And I had the radio on me. When you walk back to the car to walk to where the box office was, and then the lady at the box office, I said, all right, watch my man and see what he's doing with that bag in his hand, please. She went, copy. I said, okay, cool. She goes outside. He gives the bag to his wife, who's outside. So they were planning to fail anyway.
The backup option.
I'm telling you. Like, I'm going to see her and go, oh, by all means, go through. The wife came with the bag forward, yeah, and said, hi, I got my tickets, this, that, and the third. I said, yeah, okay. Do you mind opening your bag for me, please? I opened it up. Less steam came out because more came out the first time. I said, I'm going to have to take this bag to put to the side, but you can come and collect it after. She kicked up a stink. She went vexed. He didn't. He tried to play it off smart. She got vexed, shouting at me, cussing all sorts, right? And then I said, that's all good, but I'm still going to have to take that bag or we can refund your ticket. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. So after what, we had to take the bag, but she said, I need to see your manager because I don't like this service. The manager came outside, saw her, and she shouted at him. I swear to you, because of how rude she was, he didn't say that. He just said, he's right, and then walked back into the room, into the office. She did not enjoy her film because when she came out, that food was cold.
And she was hungry.
She was hungry.
You guys are nice, man. You should have had a little sample while she was watching the film.
Nah. I don't know what people's cooking's like. I'm trying to poison myself. I don't know what she could have slipped in there thinking I might have done that. Nah, man.
So she's planning to get stopped by you.
This is how it seems. So surely in that instance, you're not allowed to bring food in. The customer can't be right. And you're shouting at me. I'm sorry. You get out the cinema. That's how I felt. That's how I feel. The customer's not always right. I'm sorry. Have you ever been a pushy customer, any of you?
Never.
No.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie, Baely.
I'm just thinking about the situation and thinking, could I have been? No.
I think when you know you're right,
Okay.
you know you're right.
For example, tell me.
Okay. There's been many a time where I've known I was right.
Okay, that's not an example. That's the headline.
What about returning things?
Do you know what? No, I've never, with returning things, I've never had an issue.
Okay.
It's never been that. It's more been
Food.
not. Well, do you know what? I don't even like complaining in restaurants.
This
I don't
is
like
what I'm
doing that
saying.
either.
This is what I'm saying.
You'll
Because
be that one friend that just wants me to spend all my money and I'm not happy on the food.
The thing is, though, there's always
Why
that
is it
thing.
always girls
There's
that love
always
to complain
thing.
about
If you
food,
complain
bro?
after your food has come out and they're taking it back into a kitchen where you do not see,
You're getting the same
what
food
they're doing.
with spit. You're getting the same food.
Eminem said
They'll
it.
accidentally drop it, put it back on the
In
plate,
your onion
No,
rings.
and give it back to you.
You see what I'm saying?
I did complain one time about the food because it was horrible. And the guy said, well, what am I supposed to do with this food?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? I was like, customers are always right. I was like, what do
Did you say
mean?
the customer's always right to him?
I did.
Nah.
I did. Like, come on now. I didn't like it. This is my regular restaurant. Like,
Yeah,
I've
you
been
shouldn't be
coming
complaining. You're regular. 'Cause next time you come in,
Yeah, it's
You're
true.
getting
Nothing
double.
has changed since. It's still my regular.
You still go there?
Yes.
Does my man see you walking in go, oh, okay.
Well, I was pregnant at the time, so
Okay.
I thought maybe he thought, oh, it's a different person.
So you thought maybe obviously now the baby's born and belly's now down.
Exactly.
That you're different shape and size.
Yeah.
He might not recognise
Well, he didn't
you.
technically ban me. I said I'm not coming back. I said I'm not coming back. I'll pay for my drinks, but that food's not nice. I'm not coming back.
Yeah. Have any of you bought clothes, worn them, done your thing in the I don't know, wedding, or gone to the rave that you wanted to go to, and then said, you know what, I didn't need this no more, and bring it straight back. Be honest.
nah.
No,
Be honest.
But I know people that have kept their tags and have gone to pull it. No, I'm taking it back tomorrow. Okay.
Serious?
Yeah, real talk.
Why do I feel like you're saying that, but it's you we're talking about?
No, I don't ever wear tags. No, it wasn't me. But no, seriously, I'm about to pull that tag. No, I'm bringing it back tomorrow. It's expensive. All right, fair dues.
Wow.
Yeah, it's happened.
Serious?
I've never done it intentionally, but I've had it where I've worn something and then something's broken on it. Like the, you
Yeah,
know,
I
and it's
get
just
that.
like
Then that's
time
your
to
right.
take
Then
it
that's
back.
your right.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
never just intentionally going clubbing in some
And then
clothes that I'm
sweating it
planning
out, stink patch, wash it up, hang it up and say, yeah, you know what, we didn't end up going to the wedding in the end. I should hope not. Ladies and gentlemen, in the building with me, I've got, Mooncey.
Yes.
Mo Mooncey.
Yes.
I was about to say Mooncer for some reason.
It's all good. It's all good. You got it.
In the building, I got Mo Mooncey. I've also got Baely. I've also got Teanna, Bianca. Yeah. Actually, before we go to tune, what's your socials? Because I've had a few people saying, "Hey, what's their social media?" What's yours first?
It's Teanna_Bianca. Okay. Teanna spelled Teanna.
And then Bianca, the traditional way.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Baely?
Baely Music, spelled Baely Music.
Okay, and Mo?
Me, if you're a basketball fan, it's Hoop Genius on Insta, Twitter. My personal is Mooncey.
Nice.
Insta.
All right, we've got some more topics to go to in just a bit, and I got some music. Here's one from Ray Black, Mama.